Then you see a pack of Hell's Angels going by, people are going to want to look. Next thing you know, cars. Because they're just staring at us and not paying attention to stop traffic.
If you wanted to break the law on an everyday norm, you should have joined the street gang. That's what they're known for. That's what they do. You're not allowed to steal cars on my block. We steal those cars.
I mean, it was so bad by us in Vegas. I was in the pool swimming, and the guys came back. Hey, Pee-wee, the cops are here. They want to talk to you. I said, well, go talk to them. Find out what they want. And they came back. They go, they want to talk to you.
Typically, if you leave the club, if you haven't been in for 10 years, you're automatically out back.
Got put out in 2006, back in 2007 when I left going into Cannon. 2011. Came out of there, I had 4.5 years to walk off with zero support from that club.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin With Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about the Hollister Police Department is concerned with they call them motorcycle gangs, going to the rally in 2026. It's called the Independence Rally. That's where it all started, right? We got a lot of things to talk about today. We're going to go over to Australia, up to Canada, and a bunch of other places. Shout out to everybody that takes the time to watch this show. I really appreciate all you guys. It's really shitty outside, but we're going to get through it. If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you could get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother, sister's friend about Chattin With Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up the Cash App at Chattin With Staxx. Or you can hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Stickers, Super Chats, Zelle, all that good stuff. I appreciate every single dollar. I put it right back into the show so I can bring you the dopest content possible. If you want to tell your story on Chattin With Staxx, just email me at billstaxx2021@gmail.com and we will make it happen. So there's a lot of motorcycle accidents, an insane amount. It's crazy how many accidents have been occurring lately. But, you know, this is like just the stuff that happens, right? Let's see here. Let me give a couple shout outs. Jason, what's going on? Pepper, how are you? Good morning. Social Rejects is in the house. Road Dog is in the building. Staxx, my man. It's been a while. Much love and respect. Shout out to you too, man. Appreciate you. Don't even want to say where I've been. I can only imagine, man. So, there's been a lot of motorcycle accidents. A motorcyclist was arrested after traffic stop leads to pursuit, troopers say. This happened in San Antonio. A motorcyclist was arrested on the West Side traffic stop that evolved into a pursuit, according to the Texas Department of Public Safety. In the DPS preliminary report, troopers identified the motorcyclist as Wilfredo Matti, 29 years old. The troopers attempted to stop on a black sports motorcycle at approximately 9:50 a.m. Monday near the intersection of Loop 410 Access Road and Marbach Road. Matti, however, refused to stop. He led authorities on a brief chase, the report said. Troopers said Matti later abandoned his motorcycle near the intersection of Vance Jackson Road and Wall Street. He attempted to make a run for it. Matti was taken into custody following a foot pursuit. DPS said he was taken to a local hospital for further treatment. After his release from the hospital, he was charged with evading arrest on foot, evading arrest with a motor vehicle, and resisting arrest. DPS said its investigation remains ongoing. Further information was not readily available, but I'll bring you guys more information as it becomes available. So the sheriff's office released more details on deadly motorcycle crash. This is out of Shelby Township. So the Sheriff's Department issued a press release Monday, July 6th about a deadly motorcycle crash on Woodrow Road Sunday, July 5th. A 20-year-old Shelby man died following a crash. 23-year-old New Era man was arrested for operating while intoxicated at approximately 10:07 p.m. on Sunday, July 5th, 2026. Mason Ocala 911 received a report of a motorcycle crash near Woodrow Road in Shelby Township. Press release issued by the sheriff. When deputies and emergency responders arrived, they discovered 2 motorcycles had been involved in a crash. Preliminary investigation indicates both motorcycles were traveling westbound on a dirt portion of Woodrow Road. Investigators believe the operator of the second motorcycle was performing a wheelie when it struck the rear of the motorcycle traveling in front of him. The operator of the second motorcycle, 20-year-old man, sustained critical injuries. He was transported by life flight, where he was transferred to another hospital, Grand Rapids. Despite life-saving efforts, he later died from his injuries. Damn. So you're out with your buddies. This dude does a wheelie and smashes into the back of you and kills you. Now this dude's facing serious charges. The operator of the lead motorcycle was 23-year-old man, was arrested for operating while intoxicated. He's being held in the jail. The crash remains under investigation. Additional information may be considered pending the outcome of this investigation. The 2 men knew each other and were riding together. The victim was driving a 2018 Yamaha, which it's a dirt bike, they said, enduro-style bike. The other motorcyclist was driving a 2012 Harley Davidson. According to the 911 dispatch, the man who died in the crash was not wearing a helmet, and he suffered a head wound. The sheriff's office has not released the man's name yet. Damn, that sucks. Young, too. Be careful. If you're out there, don't drink and drive. That's probably the worst fucking thing anyone can ever do. You know, when you drink, you feel like, I got it. No, it's no big deal. I got this. So I want to send condolences out. A member of the Highwaymen Motorcycle Club has passed away. This man, Robert Noble, 66, passed away following a tragic motorcycle accident. He had 8 siblings. He was born in 1960, the year of the dragon. He embodied the best of his sign: courage, loyalty, lifelong instinct, protect people around him. His life, he was a Highwaymen Motorcycle Club member for decades. He taught dojo, ultimate judo, and karate for generations that knew him. So sending prayers out to him. It's terrible when somebody passes away unexpectedly. It seems like there's an overwhelming amount of motorcycle crashes lately. A 20-year-old motorcyclist was killed in South Asheville crash. Investigation is underway. This is out of North Carolina. An investigation is underway after a vehicle crashed at South Asheville. A 20-year-old motorcyclist was dead. Around 10:43 p.m. on Wednesday, July 1st, officers in Asheville Police Department responded to a car-motorcycle collision at the 1700 block of Hendersonville Road. Police said a preliminary investigation suggests that several motorcycles were driving north at a high rate of speed on Hendersonville Road. A passenger car was turning into Tuttle Creek Drive. One of the motorcycles entered the intersection and struck the car. The motorcyclist was ejected, according to authorities. The motorcyclist is identified as 20-year-old Sebastian James, who was transported to Mission Hospital, where he later died of his injuries. He was just days shy of his 21st birthday. A GoFundMe page is set up to honor his memory. Police said an investigation into the crash is ongoing. Asheville Police Department said it will conduct with the district attorney after the investigation to determine if any charges will be filed. It seems like this just happens so much, right? So a 15-year-old boy has died. This is a sad situation. A young kid, 15. I think he was riding one of those e-bikes. He collided with a motorcycle. Family hopes that his legacy inspires kindness. This is out of Boise, Idaho. 15-year-old boy in Idaho was killed in an e-bike crash. His family hopes his legacy will be one of kindness, compassion, and love for others. Qualities that say define the way he lived every day. His name was Sterling Wolfgang Thomas. He was 15 years old. He died Thursday night after an e-bike and a motorcycle collided in Boise. Now flowers, stuffed animals, and handwritten messages line the corner where the crash happened, growing memorial for the teenager. Sterling's uncle, Mike Thomas, said he wants people to remember how his nephew lived as a loving, kind, compassionate young man whose impact reached far beyond his family. Everyone that knew him loved him. I got a video for you guys, too. Let me see if I can play it. I mean, this kid's only 15. That's terrible. He has a whole life ahead of him. I mean, the other kid, days before his 21st birthday, he'll never know what it's like to go to the bar and have a beer. I mean, it's just crazy. You got to be careful out there if you're riding. Be careful about people around you, because that's the worst thing is other people. Cars pull in front of you. People, they're not aware of what's going on, right? People just don't care.
Everyone who knew him loved him, and he was always so nice. He was just such a loving kid.
Matt Thomas says his nephew had a gentle spirit and a way of making everyone around him feel cared for.
Anytime you walk in the house, you could be in the house and just pass him and you just say, love you, Matt, love you.
Sterling died Thursday night after an e-bike and a motorcycle collided near Morris Hill Road and Philippi Street on the Boise Bench. Now, flowers, stuffed animals, and handwritten messages line the corner where the crash happened. His family says they've been overwhelmed by the outpouring of support from friends, teachers, neighbors, and even people who only briefly knew Sterling.
Yo, Virginia Chaos. Jason, what's good, man? Jason says, Asheville is where I live. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That is the youngest I mentioned. Ken, shout out to Ken. Thank you guys for joining me today. Yeah, it's a sad situation. Kid's young as hell, man. 15.
Lady messaged me on Instagram and just said that he was over at her house last week and he was so appreciative. Anytime she would do anything, like he complimented my oatmeal. And I'm like, who compliments oatmeal? You know, like only Sterling would.
Matt says that's exactly who Sterling was. Someone who made people feel seen, appreciated, and loved. Now, family and friends are embracing a message they've seen shared across social media and at the growing memorial.
A lot of the kids been sharing the post and they say LLS. Name's Long Live Sterling. I like that, but I also like LLS in the sense of like, you know, live for Sterling, right? Because he was so kind.
And through the tragedy, a message of safety for everyone using the roads, especially as e-bikes grow in popularity.
I do think that there should be some requirements, safety test approvals that the parents are required to make sure their kid passes, or a brief Saturday. I think it would be very, very powerful.
Listen, parents are being charged, right? With, there was a crash where a young man hit an elderly person, ended up unaliving him, and now the mother's being charged with negligent homicide. It's crazy. Those e-bikes are just insane, man. They are starting to crack down on the e-bikes because kids are riding these e-dirt bikes and e-bikes. They're going 35 miles per hour. It's like a moped. Yeah, I mean, if a kid's riding that, I mean, there should be some type of fucking regulation for it, right? They can't just let these kids ride unsupervised. Here's an e-bike. Go ahead, rip down the road. Go pulling wheelies and all that shit. It's just crazy. So we got a bunch of other ones. This is out of Florida. Pensacola motorcyclist killed in a crash. In Pensacola man was killed Sunday in a crash, according to Florida Highway Patrol. According to the FHP news release, 22-year-old Pensacola man was driving a sedan north on Warrington Road and attempted to make a U-turn, and a 29-year-old was riding a motorcycle south on New Warrington Road, approaching Martha Avenue, when the driver of the first vehicle, not seeing the motorcyclist, began making a U-turn and struck the motorcycle. The motorcycle rider was thrown from the bike and ended up on the shoulder about 90 feet from where he was hit. The other driver received minor injuries. Damn, he flew 90 feet. That's a pretty bad crash, like, but he was killed. All right, this is a sports bike rider. Motorcycle club named rider killed in Scary's 100 accident, it says here. John O'Donovan has been named as the rider killed in an accident at Scary's 100 road race last weekend. This has been confirmed by the Long Skinny Motorcycle Supporters Club, which released a statement Monday evening. O'Donovan tragically lost his life after suffering an accident in the junior sport race following the open superbike class, in which Michael Dunlap won the opening race of the category. The committee members of the Long Skinny Motorcycle Supporters Club are deeply shocked and saddened by the tragic loss. Now, this is the statement that they released. John O'Donovan, following the incident during the junior support race at the Scary's 100, and statement read, "The incredibly difficult time, heartfelt condolences to John's wife and his children, Libby and Emily, his extended family, friends, and many of his club mates. O'Donovan's passing comes only a matter of days after James Walsh lost his life following a crash at another event. Walsh had been victorious in junior sports race, but was airlifted to the hospital after suffering an accident." Damn, so it looks like he's the second person to die in like recent days. It's just crazy. All right, we got another one. Authorities respond to fatal motorcycle crash in Simpsonville. I got a video for you guys. This is in Greenville County. I think this is Louisiana, I'm pretty sure. Let me wait for these commercials. I'm going to start getting back into doing some mafia content because I got a lot of content, right? So I have some undercover FBI tapes that we can go over. They are from Boston, the Boston mob. So I'm gonna make something about that. So that'll be dropping soon.
Responding to a deadly crash involving a motorcycle. You're taking a live look here right now. This is near the intersection of Jonesville and Goldsmith Roads near Simpsonville. Of course, it's very dark right now. Hard to see a lot of details. You can still see activity there, though. Highway Patrol tells us troopers were called to that scene around 9:20 tonight. They believe that crash happened closer to 9 o'clock. The coroner says one person is dead, and it was a single vehicle crash. Again, that motorcycle, we don't have any further details at this point, but we will keep you updated as we learn more.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Sean, Dave, what's good, man? Thank you guys for joining me today. Appreciate you. All these crashes, it's just sad, you know? There's a lot more that happen that I don't report on. All right, so there was a huge investigation into the Hells Angels, right? Pretty big one. Ongoing investigation into money laundering network and $1 million seized. French and Italian authorities have continued to work together on an investigation into a money laundering network that uses gold bars to launder drug trafficking profits. Following an initial operation that led to $30 million was seized. Criminal assets worth $1 million were seized under coordination of Europol and Eurojust, whatever that is. I think that's kind of like Interpol, but for Europe. The International Criminal Network was set up sophisticated money laundering scheme, whereby where illicit proceeds generated from drug trafficking in France were collected at a residence in Italy and converted into gold bars and gold sheets. This made it possible to hide the illicit origin of the proceeds and transport them easily to other countries, particular Kosovo, Turkey, and Morocco. During the 10-month-long investigation, authorities found at least 18 million had been laundered. A couple is currently under investigation in Italy for orchestrating the money laundering operation. They were arrested in September of 2025 in France after law enforcement discovered over 50 kilograms of gold bars concealed inside a hidden compartment of a vehicle. Their arrest was among the first actions in investigation, during which authorities also seized more than $30 million in criminal assets. After the initial action, the authorities began analyzing the material seized during the investigation, along with additional information obtained by the Kosovo authorities. This analyst revealed additional bank accounts, business interests, real estate, high-value vehicles owned by Kosovo couple residing in Italy. I believe that means like someone from Kosovo, right? They're I guess they call them Kosovers. A Eurojust and Europol have supported the investigation since the start in December of 2024, playing a key role in identifying, tracing, seizing criminal assets scattered around the globe. Eurojust set up a joint investigation team between French and Italian authorities, coordinated the operations in September 2025 and June of 2026. Throughout the investigation, Europol supported the French and Italian authorities by facilitating exchange of information, providing operational and financial analysts, and delivering specialists, experts in money laundering and asset tracking. During the action day, Europol deployed a money laundering specialist, financial analyst, Kosovo, with a mobile office to support investigators on the ground. Europol also worked closely with Eurojust to provide financial support for the operation meetings, investigative activities, and action days. So they paid for it all, basically. The action day was facilitated by the Home Affairs Program. The investigation was supported by the U-funded or ON network, led by the Italian Anti-Mafia Investigation. The actions were carried out by the following authorities: the France, Italy, Kosovo. But I'll bring you guys more information as it becomes available. And they seized a bunch of shit too. So they are looking for a Mongols member. Alleged Mongol bikie associate is on the run again. Escaping custody during a Darwin medical transfer. I mean, this is like the third time this has happened, right? These guys keep escaping. Northern Territory police are searching for a remanded prisoner, allegedly with links to the Mongols motorcycle gang, it says, after he escaped from a corrections custody in Darwin on Sunday night. Isaac Thompson, 26, who understand is known as a bikie associate as Baby Shark, his name is the third man to allegedly escape with links to the Mongols motorcycle club in a month. He's the third man with links to the Mongols to escape in a month. So in a statement, the NT police force spokesperson said officers had received reports around 8:15 p.m. Sunday that a man had fled custody while being escorted from an ambulance onto an emergency department of Royal Darwin Hospital. At the time, the man was handcuffed and wearing only a pair of shorts and socks, the statement says. You remember the second man that was that escaped, he was caught right away. The first guy, it took him weeks to get him. They had to track him down, and they finally got him. Let me see if I could show you guys a picture of this guy. Here, I'll do this. So this is him right here. They said he had handcuffs and a pair of shorts. That's it. Shorts and socks. He was last seen running on a foot along Rocklands Road. Police allege Mr. Thomas is a well-known associate of the Mongols outlaw motorcycle gang. Police are continuing to search for Mr. Thompson, which is a fugitive task force, strike force, and dog operation unit involved in the search efforts. Dogs gonna bite the shit out of him if they catch him. Sergeant Kenneth Bradshaw said police were urging the man to hand himself in and asked the public to contact police if they saw him. We ask members of the public not to approach him. If you see him, call 000 immediately. I guess that's their 911, right? NT court revealed Mr. Thompson was due to appear in court in the morning for directions hearing on drugs and weapons charges. Previous court records show Mr. Thompson has a criminal history dating back to 2018, previously appeared in court on charges of aggravated robbery, aggravated assault, drug possession, and trespass. He was also charged in 2020 for escaping unlawful confinement, a charge he was convicted of after he pleaded guilty. A month of Mongols escapes. Mr. Thompson's escape from custody on Sunday is the latest in a recent string of escapes by associates and members of the Mongols bike gang. 2 weeks ago, police reported a 31-year-old man, known associate of the Mongols, escaped custody while under supervision of corrections at Royal Darwin Hospital. His escape, however, only lasted 8 minutes before he was caught and rearrested. Earlier in June, a patch member of the Mongols, Brandit Graham, 44, fled the dock at Darwin local court, triggering a 5-day citywide manhunt. Mr. Graham was eventually arrested by members of the police dog squad. I mean, this is crazy. 3 people associated with the Mongols in a month escaped custody. This is such a short period of time. It is a major concern, they said, especially given that the Mongols would have associates or affiliations with other outlaw motorcycle gangs, they said. So once they escape from custody, they can easily be transferred between safe houses or homes, exploiting the weaknesses in a system. They said some attempts to flee custody could be opportunistic, while others can be pre-planned to the point that they know that there's a weakness in the system. Noting that all 3 alleged Mongol-linked escapes from the NT this month happened in outside correctional facilities, he said. Public spaces almost have most distractions, more people around. So every single person was outside of a prison when they escaped. But all 3 of them, they were able to leave. Like they didn't, How the hell do 3 people that are associated with a club escape in the same month? I mean, something ain't adding up. Herman, what's going on? The Gymster, thank you for joining me today. Nick, what's good, man? Shout out to Minnesota. Shout out to all the people out there in Minnesota. I used to like Minnesota. The only thing I didn't like about it, I couldn't find an Italian church to save my life, man. It was all those fucking people from where's that Ilhan Omar's from? Loaded with them people. All right, so today we are here to talk about, let's see, Hollister. Hollister is a huge event, and the police are afraid that motorcycle gangs are going to be there. Everybody knows that's how Hollister started, from motorcycle clubs. And now they're concerned that motorcycle clubs are going to be in the area. It's just very weird, right? I don't get it. These clubs generate revenue for your fucking towns, and now they're scared that they're going to be around. So here's these fucking guys all talking, all scared. Here's one of the owners of a club talking to a cop, talking about his concerns. I mean, it's so stupid, right? It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. These guys are paying your paychecks. They're keeping your town alive. And you're concerned with them showing up to your town to put money back into the fucking community? It's weird. So rally in 2026. Hollister police chief again voices concerns about the rally and security. They note the presence of biker gangs and relative shortage of law enforcement. Well, that's a great thing. They got a shortage of law enforcement. Good. Because it seems that there's been a lot of cops getting busted lately, including this one down in Florida. Have you guys heard of this one? So apparently, this guy was drunk, right? He's like a sergeant or some shit like that. And he was drunk at a bar. He approaches this woman and her husband. And he's like patting her on her arm, right? Then he tries to kiss her in front of the dude. And a bystander comes up, chokes his ass to the ground. He ends up getting arrested. I mean, these people are despicable. More cops get in trouble than these people in these motorcycle clubs. So, I mean, where's the disconnect? It's obviously with the police. The police are the fucking problem, right? So, Hollister Police Chief Carlos Reynoso, for the second straight year, expresses serious concerns about the lack of adequate law enforcement and event security and potential liability to the city, as well as the presence of biker gangs at the city's largest gathering of the year. Is this guy serious? So in his post in 2025, he said the same shit. Inadequate law enforcement, security, and communications lead to failure to control armed criminal gangs, illegal weapons possession, and unlawful sale and distribution of alcohol in downtown Hollister during the 2-day rally. How about you guys get in your squad cars and just take off for the couple of days? They don't need you. The fucking streets will be safer without you there. 100%. During this year's rally, this douchebag cop said that he was still concerned because he had been previously excluded from the process of a selecting security company. So he's concerned because he wasn't involved with selecting the security company in the local chapter of the Vanderdad motorcycle gang, he said, which is present in 2025, had returned, possibly in larger numbers. They are affiliated with the Nuestra Familia cartel, he said, noting the U.S. Department of Justice classifies the cartel as a prison gang. This dude's an idiot, straight up idiot. He said he also has concerns about the return of the Hells Angels and other motorcycle gangs have a tendency not to be law enforcement friendly, public safety friendly. Listen, they're not coming there to do anything to your town. So you guys should just get in your squad cars and go get some donuts or something. That's what you should do. Go in your squad car and go get some donuts. And just let the bikers take care of themselves. They're not going to hurt nobody. That's probably the safest week or couple days you'll ever have in that town. He saw several members of the La Vanderdad walking amongst this year's rally attendees in San Bernardino streets, entering Johnny's Bar and Grill. Outside, the bar owner, Pete Lego, told the cop he understood the viewpoint and he had considered the bikers' customers neighbors and even company owners. I mean, they're just normal people. They're not anybody like take off their cuts, right? They're just normal people. They're not like these super criminals that you think they are. They're just not. Earlier this year, Hollister manager Anna Cortez contracted rally security for City Guard Inc. headquarters in Woodland Hills, owned by Sammy and Namir, whoever the hell that is, according to the business profile. So they paid $219,000 $1,000 for security. Most of the guards patrolling along San Bento Street were wearing arm patches, identifying them as Black Eagle Security Solutions, headquartered in Stockton and owned by Abdul Shakur Hakim, which operates California and Texas, according to the website. The council sanctioned the return of the rally, claimed it would provide economic boost to local businesses. And that's exactly what it's going to do. Provide a boost to the local businesses. But these guys are trying to vilify the fucking motorcycle clubs that are going to pay your fucking bills. I don't get it. I just don't get it. So this is the club that they are so afraid of right here. They say that they're linked up with the cartel. So they reported last year that the city said it would cost $200,000 or more to hold a rally, and it had raised in revenue. The rally actually cost about $450,000 more than it had raised, only counting on Amazon donations as savings result in lower costs and overrun numbers. I'm sure this fucking rally money will pour into the community. The security company was provided nearly 100 guards for traffic control, overnight security for the 2 days, and that 40 of them were armed. However, he did not know of any details about the selection of the company or the qualifications of the guards. So they don't even know. Like, it's just some people with guns they hired to go. They don't even know who the fuck they hired. I don't know. So what, are the police too lazy to fucking work that day or something? Asked if the armed guards have been vetted regarding their certifications and weapons training, he said, "I hope so." He added that the decision to choose a company for its ability to provide security was instead more economic development matter, and this is good for business, good for the city. 3 of the armed guards, who all said that they were from Modesto and worked for Black Eagle, said that they carried their own weapons because they preferred them rather than have company issued. One named Kyle, who preferred not to give his last name, said he was hired to provide traffic control, but wasn't sure how he might react should violence break out, or even what authorities he had to respond. Or even what authority he had to respond to. Like, if an incident breaks out, he doesn't know what he's supposed to do, really. He just hopes cops are close by, he said. In California, armed guards have very limited authority during violent incidents, according to the California Bureau of Security and Investigative Services. They are no different than private citizens and can intervene only through citizens' arrests when a crime occurs in the presence, or according to BSIS, Power to Arrest Training Manual. BSIS rules allow reasonable force, with deadly force permitted only when the guard faces imminent threat of death or serious injuries. Furthermore, according to BSIS, the guard must yield to law enforcement when officers arrive or are ready on the scene. So they can't, like, assist police and shit like that. They can't do any of that. I have not given any list of who's there or whether they are certified or not, the cop said. So the cop's mad that he's just not in the nose of shit. He said, from my understanding, the rally organizers are supposed to get armed guards that are all vetted and properly licensed. He added that even though the company has appeared to be transparent about vetting, communicating with them has not been easy. I am having difficulty, once again, to communicate with someone who doesn't speak English. So they hired a fucking company and they don't speak English. Wow. How are they able to operate if they don't speak English in America? How is that possible? How can a business operate in America that doesn't speak English? Does anybody have an answer for that one? Because I really would like to know. How does a business operate in America when they don't speak English? 100%. The cops create the problems. That's all they need to do. They need to just sit around, do nothing, right? That's it. Cops are the problem. 100%. That's why a lot of people don't want to go to Sturgis anymore. They're like, it's oversaturated with police and it's just too enforced. Like, you feel like you're going to you might as well go to a police jamboree. Fucking cops everywhere. Every time you put your feet down, people said they stop you. CMC, what's going on? 100%. Fuck the police. He said actual sworn officers at the rally include 9 from Hollister, plus the chief and a captain for each day of the rally, along with several from San Bernardino County. Probation officers, 2 police officers from Dos Palos, and 4 from Kingsburg. 3 officers are from California State Parks Department, according to Reynoso. I guess his name's Reynoso. He said that the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department could not provide any officers. Yeah. One of his officers got arrested for being involved with the Mongols, matter of fact. Remember that one? The state's park are fantastic, he said. They're doing it out of straight partnership. They're not even contracting with the city. So what? They don't get paid? So they have state jurisdiction. They can work anywhere. They saw the need and they have agreed to come out and help us. Rather than being involved in selection process, he said he was informed that the city parks and recreation director would be spearheading the 2026 rally. He had been involved during previous rallies before the new mayor and city council took office in 2024. I was given directions to find as many cops as I could, he said. I did warn them, city council, as I've warned them in the past, that it's almost impossible to do that, especially when the city won't cover workman's comp of agencies that have come here. He also said that though he has been excluded from the process, that's what he's mad about, that he was excluded from the process. Cortez would give him the flexibility to set aside some money to try to pay the salaries of officers from other agencies and reimburse their cities. He said that he didn't have the extra dollar amount, but could say that it was flexible. He said that all law enforcement agencies throughout the state are working understaffed. It's really difficult for them to spear people on busy holiday weekends to assist us. He said, I was able to find a little less than 24 people for the whole weekend. Usually for a rally, when we had an event in the past, we would have 80 to 100 officers. That's good that they don't have 1 million police officers. They only have like 8. Don't worry. These guys aren't going to do shit. There's going to be a couple fist fights, right? There's going to be a couple little fist fights. Nothing major is going to happen. These people are just too overly paranoid. Reynoso remarked that the city would be in deep financial trouble should any of the sworn officers be injured or if there was a major event. He said because the city no longer covers this other cities' workers' compensation, and they are reluctant to send their officers. Well, if there is a major incident, it would probably be this motherfucker to start it. You know that? Because he's mad at the people who are doing the event. So if there was a major incident that happened, which I don't know, police have been known to do that type of shit and start major incidents. Look at Laughlin. Look at Waco. All police doing all of it. If it wasn't for the police, that type of shit would have never happened. All the way up to 2013, we had a rally. The city was covered by workman's comp because you had to, he said. You can't ask these agencies to let you borrow their officers, and if they get hurt, then they're on their own. Regarding a rally itself, Roadshows Inc. promoter Randy Burke told Benito Link Friday was soft and Saturday was great. I was busy managing the rally, so it wasn't counting noses. Numbers would come from the city. They were no request for comment. They request for comment, but they didn't. Concerning Rosaro's claims and the rally statistics, but were not returned. Of course not. Hollister police said any incident reports or attendance numbers will not be available until about a week later. But I'll let you guys know what happens. And we'll see. Roy, how you doing? Thank you for joining me today. I got a real dope interview dropping tonight, 10 o'clock. Don't miss it. This is coming from Chicago. The 12th Street Players leader, Taz. He's in the Red Onion State Prison out of Virginia. They transferred him all the way from Chicago to Virginia to the Red Onion because he allegedly unalived the guard. So stay tuned for that one. It's a pretty sad story, but that one's a 3-part interview and they're pretty long. So stay tuned tonight, 10 o'clock. Don't miss it. Taz's interview will be dropping. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. A lot of crazy interviews are going to be dropping very soon, so stay tuned. If you guys like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother, sister's friend about Chattin With Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up the Cash App at Chattin With Staxx. Or you can hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chat, Zelle, all that good stuff. I appreciate every single dollar. I put it right back into the show so I could bring you the dopest content. If you want to join me on Chattin With Staxx, just email me at billstaxx2021@gmail.com and go subscribe to Patreon. A lot of exclusive content on Patreon you can't find on YouTube. And check out Spotify too. A lot of dope shit coming. Stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later. And remember, don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.